air filters coming round on the nose now. Let's go and have a look into the southwest bowl. The southwest bowl is separated from the west bowl by the spine, which is just running from left to right at the moment. If you just go out to the right a little bit, you can see the spine running out into the valley floor. Now as it goes into the valley floor, it gets progressively lower. But to give you some guidance, if you are sawing the southwest bowl, you find yourself getting down to 1,200 feet, then return home. That means you'll be able to get over that spine and safely get back without getting too low. This is very important because at the bottom of the southwest bowl, which is where we are now, the fields are completely unlandable. Just come round to the right, you'll see that the fields are all sloped, all very small, they're all surrounded by hedgerow or walls. And if you try and land out in the bottom of the southwest bowl, it's very likely that you'll break the glider. Now, coming round to the southwest bowl itself, a couple of landmarks for you. On the corner of the southwest bowl here is the burnt patch. You'll hear people talk about that, and if they do, then they're referring to this landmark just on the nose here. If you just go around to the right, we're sitting quite high above the southwesterly bowl. It's quite a... the bowl itself is made up of like a plateau halfway up. It's just coming on round on the right wingtip at the moment. So it actually flattens out. So if you're a bit lower down into the southwest bowl, you'll find that the ground is quite close to you, and it's not sloping away that steeply. So you've got to be really quite careful if you're down low. Give yourself plenty of room. Give yourself plenty of speed, so if you do have to clear the plateau, you've got room to do it. If you are down that low though, however, you'll also find that the spine itself is rising up towards you. You might find that you actually have to zip along the spine and just pop over and go back to the airfield. The corner of the spine, or where the spine meets the southwest bowl, the wind tends to funnel up, and any thermal activity tends to funnel up this corner. You get a really good burst of energy coming off this corner. It's usually quite reliable, as reliable as this can be anyway. Now if you're sitting here in the southwest bowl, and you find that there's quite a lot of low-level turbulence, so you're sitting here bumping away, no apparent reason. It's something to think about. It might be that you've got wave interference setting in, and that we might find that the conditions here are changing. And it's always something to bear in mind when you're ridge sawing, that conditions can change. The ridge might not always be working. So let's have a closer look at the southwest bowl then, coming down onto the spine itself. And as you can see now we're a bit low, you've got this plateau halfway up the bowl, as I mentioned earlier. With the corner of the spine just on the nose now. And this is what 1,500 foot looks like inside the bowl. Keep going. You see we're just over the top of this plateau now. So there isn't an awful lot between us and the ground below us at the moment. So keep that in mind. Be very, very careful. Keep a bit of extra speed on. In this case we've got 60 knots. Not a lot going on down here. We'll go round to the right again. Now it's 1,500 feet, tracking back towards the spine. You know, tell time out the way. Go back into the south pole again. There we go. A little bit higher now. So as you're now a little bit higher above the plateau, you can edge a bit closer to the main part of the ridge. You've got that bit more ground below us. I've still got 60 knots on at the moment though, at least. I'm just creeping a little bit closer to the main ridge. Keep a really good look out for any other gliders, obviously, but especially down here. If you've got anybody else down here with you, there isn't an awful lot of room. yourself plenty of time and room. Still got 60 knots at least. We're now looking back up towards the ridge. We're now climbing back up along the main part of the ridge, but you can see again, the ground is actually rising towards us. So I'm just edging out a little bit to the left, give ourselves a little bit of extra room. If it wasn't working properly, I could dive off to the left into the valley. Bearing in mind then you've got to be able to get back over the spine if you needed to. So now I'm at the corner where the spine meets the southwest pole, and there's that first energy we were talking about earlier. So now we can go back round to the left. We're now at 1700 feet, safely above the plateau, and back up at ridge top height.